My GF, a 35, makes much more than me, a 39, and it's causing division. What to do? My GF, a 35, makes 600, substantially more than me, and a 39, 85 kier. Posting from a throwaway. She's in a career where you need a master's. My career is in a good sector with growth potential, but hard to match hers unless I also get a master's. I work 2 jobs and both are at non-profits, so the pay is less than the for-profit side. She didn't pay for school, so no debt or loans. We both have a lot of savings. Background. She wants to keep financials separate when we get married. I get people will keep money earned before marriage separate and inheritance separate, but I always thought money earned during marriage is joint and that marriage is coming together of everything. That's how I was brought up and my expectations. However, I'm willing to go along with her wishes and set up a joint account. But even though before marriage, it's frustrating and I'm not sure if I want to live my life like that. She is frugal to the point of it being a character defect. I am more relaxed and of the mindset that money comes and money goes, enjoy life. I think that if I have to put in 100% of my income to a joint account, it's unfair for her to get to put in 20% and save the rest. I said if I make more or if we switch places, I contribute more, but she says that is easy to say and it wouldn't be true if it actually happened, whatever that means. The situation. Normally when joint income is so high, it's a blessing, I would think, but it's causing a lot of friction and resentments. Here are some examples. I hope these examples help explain the situation since I have had such a hard time writing this post. I want 2 kids and she say I don't make enough for 1 kid and that I can't afford to live, let alone raise a child. She keeps referring to it as being able to afford my kid, who's our hypothetical kid. I save maybe 20% of my income and some months I break even, but I still am told I shouldn't go to Chipotle for lunch or even use too many paper towels because they are expensive. She also gets really mad when I tip. She puts in $1 for a taxi and I put in 15%. I used to work for tips as a summer job, so it's important. She is so very against the man making less that she wants to split everything 50-50ths, so what I put in she puts in, not a penny more, as a way to hammer home this feeling. She keeps saying I need to look for higher paying jobs, and I should apply to 100s a day like the house is on fire. I do apply just as I have time. I have a weekday job and nonprofit as well as a weekend job. My therapists say I have quality, respectful employment and I should be proud of what I do. Plus, I work 2 jobs, so I'm not sitting around being lazy. She said the man should be the provider. She wants to buy the house so it's in her name and not both our names and I pay the taxes. But in this scenario, I'm not building any equity. When I suggest splitting the mortgage 50-50ths and both being on the deed, she says she wants to buy a 1mm house out of my price range, which is $700K. When I bring up the $700K house, she says she refuses to live in a poor area. So then the only option is to each own different percentage of the house, 60-40ths, and I pay 40% of the mortgage and she pays 60%. But she says that isn't fair to her because she is taking more risk. But I said you also get more of the upside by owning 60% or whatever the split ends up being when we sell it. It's like you invest more in the asset and you get more ROI when we sell. So the house thing is a standoff. The root of the problem. The income difference is a real point of resentment for her, and she uses terms like I refuse to be the breadwinner, etc. I said that couples I know where both partners work, it is never the same income. Unless you have the same job, the same company with the same benefits, it will be different. For example, my job puts 10% of my salary into a 4,013 bits and I have great insurance. Her job makes a lot more, but benefits are less. I feel emasculated and worthless, and like my jobs don't matter. There is more to marriage than money. Who cooks, who takes care of the kids, who does other stuff around the house? How can a marriage be defined by the take-home pay? I know people who are miserable and work all the time, it's toxic, but perhaps to her point, I am not making enough in this world of high cost of living. We also live in a high-cost blue state. I should make more, and I am applying to 125 pay range jobs, but happy to do it slowly and not rush out of a job I like. Some other contexts, she also thinks she is poor and her parents, while very well off and have 10+ million, are the same way. They will take all the napkins and plastic forks from a restaurant or all the sugar packets from a diner. Or if there is cream in half, bring cups and take it all. Just to save money on sugar, napkins, and stuff. There's being intentional on spending and cost-conscious but also frugal to the point of concern. People can exist at both ends of the spectrum. I feel like they think they are poor like anorexic people think they are fat. I'd want to have kids and figure out the costs as we go. I mean, college isn't for 20 years. Should I adapt to her ultra-frugality and try to make more money, or is this relationship something that isn't going to work due to the income difference? Like I said, I thought it would be a blessing if joint income is so high. Instead, it is just a cluster of fighting, anger, and resentments on all sides. We are seeing a couple therapists for the first time today, so any advice on what to bring up? Is this all a control thing? Thank you for any advice. How do I convince my 35M wife 35F to stop sleeping in every Saturday, Sunday? I 35M have a 3-year-old with my wife 35F of 5 years. We both work full-time and make about the same income. We split household chores and childcare during the week. Our days both start at 7:30 a.m. during the work week and end at 9:10 p.m. when our daughter goes to sleep. I go to bed by 11 p.m., but my wife stays up until 2-3 a.m. for me time. When we get to the weekend, our daughter wakes up at 7:30 a.m., but my wife will not get out of bed until 10 a.m. noon, Saturday and Sunday. By the time we finish breakfast, it's almost nap time and the morning is gone. It was worse before our daughter was born, when getting her out of the house before 1 p.m. was a battle. I used to work out, make breakfast, and run errands. With a toddler, I feel trapped in our small living room. I can't take our daughter anywhere further than 10 minutes. Wife gets really upset at missing out and expects us to come back when she wakes up. I feel like we're wasting her childhood in our living room waiting for mom to wake up. Going to a fair or zoo or aquarium or something is a lot of work by myself, and wife will be pissed that she missed it. Talking about it has gotten nowhere. She expects praise for only sleeping in until 10. The responses I get are, "It's the weekend, I shouldn't have to wake up early. We don't have concrete plans, why rush? I'm tired from the week and need more sleep. I can't go to bed earlier. I haven't had enough me time and I'm not tired enough." I'm totally at a loss at this point. How can I get my wife to wake up when our daughter wakes up and help parent? TLDR. Wife insists on sleeping in every Saturday/Sunday until 10 a.m. noon. I have to solo parent our toddler on an unpredictable schedule since she wants us home when she wakes up.